Emotions drive behavior, and the two combined then drive results.
So for you, you've been married for 18 years.
In 4 months, I was earning like 4 times my salary.
Leadership is not about intimidation. It's about people skills. People think I'm running away from my employment because I feel like I'm being controlled too much. Ndio nikimbie niingie sasa entrepreneurship.
You'd find girls who got pregnant and they were still on alcohol. And you tell them, you have to negotiate yourself around not taking alcohol when you're pregnant. Because I was the first woman to own the franchise in Kenya.
Can you imagine?
I was the youngest. And even some relationships, people are in trouble for the rest of their lives because they didn't negotiate a situation. Anybody who has ever done a Dale Carnegie course, even if they're 60 years old or 70, they'll remember what they did in class. Get money when you're younger. It gives you way more options. The roots of education are bitter, but the fruits are sweet. The years women step out to parent children, is it a loss or a gain? In life, we have to open chapters and close others. And there are people who move with you. Others, you have to lead them. You have to lead yourself first.
Exactly.
Then you can lead others. And then you can lead organizations, and you can lead nations.
Welcome to the podcast where we bring you exceptional journeys of women who inspire, uplift, and redefine greatness. And today we are talking about improving your communication skills, being a good negotiator, being a leader who is worth following, and so many other skills that will help you in this life. Welcome to this episode with one and only Mercy Kimani, the Managing Director of Dale Carnegie Kenya. Karibu sana, Mercy.
Thank you, Joy. Happy to be here.
I am excited to have you. And thank you so much for accepting to be here.
Thank you.
Yes, so Mercy and I, we actually met just a couple of months, I would say, ago. And I got to sit in her class. And when I tell you she dispensed that information very well that we are sitting here today, guys, trust me, this conversation is about to blow your minds. Karibu sana, Mercy.
Thank you.
So maybe you can just introduce yourself for a bit.
Wow, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm really excited to be here today. And I feel it's a privilege every time I have to talk to women, especially. I am a product of other women who built me up. And so I feel obliged to be able to give back and support at any level that I can to help somebody else, both men and women, come up and achieve their potential. My name is Mercy Kimani. I tell people key for money. You know?
Oh, yes. I love that. Key
for money. Yeah. And so when I look at my journey, I say, I think I'm a Kenyan who grows to be, just the Kenyan dream. I could say live the Kenyan dream, but also happy that we can impact the world and knowing it's our season, it's our time. So I look back from my career. I went to college. I did early childhood education, nutrition. I also studied deaf studies. I was a sign language interpreter for a while. And once I left that, I worked for University of Nairobi. So I don't tell people I had a long career. I was determined to maybe leave employment before I was 30 years. And I thank God that happened. And it's where my journey began because I realized the power we have and how much of the future we don't even know. And how much it helps for somebody to just guide you to go that direction. So I'm excited today to just have this conversation. Yeah. And I'm work in progress. I think there's still a lot to achieve and to do. And as for the years God gives us to be in this world is also to leave a legacy that will impact many more long after we are gone.
I love that. Yeah. And that is the main goal of this podcast, just to leave an impact to everyone watching, not just women, even the men who are watching. I love it. And congratulations on so many things that you've done. Thank you. I can say you've lived a whole life of greatness. So Mercy, do you think men in Africa are still intimidated by women who are upscaling and becoming more powerful?
Well, I don't think I can generalize.
Yes.
I was brought up by a very empowering father. And I think sometimes it's the socialization that somebody goes through. And we could say it. I think gender roles play a big role and they have their part. I think some things are just the way they are biologically.
Yes.
We can't tell men to have babies, So I think there's the biological aspects, but I think also there's a lot of maybe people who don't understand the gender roles very well. And so out of that ignorance and maybe our socialization and what we saw, because we are products of our culture and what we've seen.
Exactly.
I think those things influence. And so we can't place a whole blame on people because of maybe just what they saw. And it's where they are coming from. So I think for me, every behavior we see with people comes from an experience they had.
Or the environment they've
exactly.
been brought up in.
I worked for many years within the disability world.
Yes.
And we had to educate people. How do you work with a deaf person? How do you work with an interpreter? Because you just can't come and assume that I know if you're blind or if you're deaf, this is what you see. So I still feel, even now, whether we are women or men, we have to educate each other.
That needs to go into it.
That's the thing, so that we set expectations right and just know what you call for, so that you're well prepared.
And it's an ongoing conversation. I don't think we can have enough of it.
No.
So for you've been married for 18 years.
Makes it sound long.
Hey, you're doing something right. So do you feel like maybe your husband has motivated you, or at some point has he ever been intimidated of your success and how far you've come?
Well, I think we met when we were very young. We had nothing. I mean, we were barely in our very early 20s. So I think it helped that we met when we were very young.
So you've grown together.
In a way. And we were very ambitious, both of us. So
he's seen each other as...
Some things definitely change.
Yes.
And as I say, honestly, you just have to have a lot of conversations, because when you have a pattern that has been there, then it's not there anymore. Then you'd have to think around it. So I don't know, maybe I can ask him, maybe. I've never been intimidated about this.
Yes.
But I think he has all along been very supportive, because I've had to make career, moves, even when the kids were very young.
That's true.
Yeah, I remember when I went to the US, my baby was 8 months.
My God.
Yeah, and I mean, it helped.
A kind of guilt for you at that point as
I just
mother?
think I could have gotten, but thank God also for my mother, because we had a conversation and she said, this baby has no relationship with you now. If you go later, they'll know you and they'll miss you then. So whatever you need to do now, do it earlier. So I don't think there's really the right time or the wrong time. Opportunities find you, but you have to count the cost, because everything you have to pay the price for it. It's very different when you go to school and you have no baby. Than somebody who goes to school and you have a baby, or you have to do. But I also feel babies have their life. And honestly, it's one, thank God, maybe also my background in early childhood helped, that we trained the kids to sleep early. By the time they were 4 months, they would sleep the whole night. Because it helps to just have everybody away and just carry on. So I think you have to give yourself time to make all the adjustments that are coming. But also you can't stop your life for too long again, and decisions, I think if you're informed to the best of your knowledge, then it works. So I thank God for the support structure I had and I still have now, and also how we took up roles. I think for us, our kids are very close together. They were like twins, so we had to take up, because
they're almost the same age?
Yeah, they just have a difference of a year or so, or less. I think it's a year, yeah. So
how many kids do you have?
We have 2.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. So it's and it's a good thing, because it's like now we have the parents team and the kids team. So they've kept each other company. Which I think also works. So I think we have to make do with your situation and not compare yourself with other people.
Exactly.
But also get as much information about a decision as you can, just to understand the consequences and what may need to wait and what may not need to wait. Because some things can wait for sure.
That's true.
But others also can't wait. I mean, you can't
Yes.
keep some things waiting.
And you've really touched on my next question, which was about women feeling guilty about investing in their growth, especially moms.
Yeah.
They feel, maybe when I leave my child alone, I'm not doing the right thing. But I remember we were having a discussion even in season 1 that you need to put yourself first as well. And what you can get done right now, do it.
Yeah.
If the time presents itself, this is the time. So what is the one underrated skill that maybe people really overlook and they need to be paying attention to it, especially trying to move into career?
I could say self-awareness. I think we have to really invest time to discover ourselves, to be comfortable with the season we are in life. And just to be aware when it's peer pressure or it's somebody else's values we are pushing and not our own. So I think that self-awareness really matters, so that you're comfortable with the decisions you make and the consequences they may bring. You still can look in the mirror and live with yourself with that. So yeah, because I feel you're the most permanent person in your life.
And that is not changing.
Everything else changes. That's the thing. So you have to be okay living with yourself, So when it comes to growth and career, and we have to know it's part of us. The same way we don't stop to eat. You have to eat well every day. You have to still grow So growth is growth, whether it's physical growth, cognitive growth, or emotional growth.
Correct.
Or spiritual growth. I don't think we should put something on the back burner, because everything is connected. And so it's finding the time. So of course, sometimes you'll find, depending on what's on your plate, you may really learn to now manage time better and say no to a few other things. And I think it's good to close chapters. The same way we left primary school and you can't even tell where the uniform is.
Oh, where the people
That's the thing. You close that chapter and you moved. You could feel, enough in Form 1 would feel, I wish we were still in primary. But after 2 years, you move on. Then you left high school and you went to college or wherever. And you close that chapter. So I think in life, we have to open chapters and close others. And there are people who move with you. Others, you have to leave them.
And it's very much okay.
And prepare for it. And even bid them goodbye.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's that way, because you almost can't be everywhere.
That's true.
Yeah. When you go back to school, you're going to school in the evening. You have to work in the day. You have to agree that you'll miss out on some dinners with some people. You'll miss out on a weekend. You'll miss some weddings.
Adulting.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
And so it's about looking at life in that season and just agreeing that this is where I am now, and that the demand of this season demands I behave
a different type of me.
Yes. And so prepare. Get the skills you need for that season, and
the people in the corner.
That's the thing. And they embrace the ones who come. Yeah, because it keeps changing. I mean, I tell people, we visit people with babies and I can't buy a diaper because you forgot even which brands. But there's somebody who's in that season now. Yes. So they need to be with a friend who knows where diapers are found and what's this, And so we'd have to adjust to that and the realities. And when you can take advantage of some situations, then take advantage.
By all means.
Yes, I've seen people take a leave and just be at home for a while. I was able to do that. But some people are also not able to do it. And others, they do it and it's worse, because you're at home, but your mind is elsewhere. And you are not even present, and you are even a bad mother, if I could use that. Because you're not at peace, So we can't say all situations work for everybody. But again, to the best of your ability, you have to be okay with yourself. Because to this child, especially for children, they really, really look at the mother for a lot of everything they become.
Exactly.
So it's a big responsibility. And I have to say it starts way early before the kids are even born. And one of the things I've seen, I've been in the wellness space for long. I did nutrition in college, so I've worked with people a lot around nutrition and the prenatal nutrition. I just find and I found that very interesting, very early on, like I could say even 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Some things were obvious. Now they are not. You talk to... So
That's a good example.
So just like, like you ask somebody, so they're trying to have a baby. So you ask them, so have you changed your diet? And they'll ask, what do you mean? Have I changed my diet?
It has a lot to do with...
Of course.
Yeah.
Now those things that... Well, you may be in your career. In your career, you never studied nutrition. But I think just understanding that you're going to have another responsibility. Your body requires a whole demand. The pressure is very high. So you need to nourish your body better. So I just find some things people take for granted, especially around, and I could say young women. I don't know if about men, but I think men do a better job. Even when a man has like a lot of money, like even when we're in college, you just find a man they eat chapati and madodo.
That's true.
But ladies, you eat cake and some juice and call it a night.
Me.
You see, but people don't understand the impact of your diet in your 20s to the ability to carry a baby
really
later.
Affect you later in future.
It will. And so don't just say you take green juices when you're 40.
Exactly.
It starts very early. Now. And I think it's something we have to just put as a value. If that's the journey you want to, and even if you don't become a mother, I think the body requires a strong person, even later on in life. So really taking care of your health. And it starts with taking care of yourself. Do you really value yourself to eat well? For me, I say that's the basics. Before you say you're living in a nice house or you're wearing a nice dress.
Are you eating well?
Are you eating well? I think for me, that's the basic care.
Yeah.
If nothing else, at least I keep saying, like I had a mentor who said, must eat fish. If nothing else, just afford to buy fish and eat fish.
Yes.
Because to him, that's the thing. You're saying you can't just live life buying a high-end shoe and a nice bag, but you can't eat fish.
You only say fish is expensive all the time.
That's the thing. But I think for him, when he said fish, he meant, honestly, give it a priority.
Yes.
Give it a priority. Look at what you're eating every day.
What
you need to
comfort food, chips all the time, burgers and all that. Thing.
And again, it underlies on a lot of emotional issues that mess the hormones. And so again, it's those, when I talk of self-aware, it's just understanding how, especially we are very different from men. And I think I've not appreciated that until recently. And in the career world, people say, we are this, we are that. And I think we just need to appreciate nobody is better than the other, but we are very unique. I could give you an example, and this we were just looking the other day. Like men really fit routines. And I've seen it even like with the children. You just find from the day they are born, the routine is for a baby boy, it's almost automatic. So long as you keep the routine, you're at peace. Then a girl is very different. So we don't think that difference is normal. And so we want this one to be like the other one. And I think what I'm appreciating now is just to know women, we are very cyclic. And men are not. And so you find a man may have the same routine every day.
Yes.
Wake up at 4, go to the gym,
and you're very
okay this
routine work.
And it works.
Yes.
The day you move that routine for them, they get dissolution.
Disoriented.
See, exactly. Then you find for women, you take that routine and now you are all over annoyed with people and you're wondering what's going on.
That's true.
And so I just think understanding the rhythm of your own life and appreciating that this is
the season I'm in at this point.
Yeah.
And I love how you've brought that. Let's talk to the people who feel maybe stuck at some point. It can be you've finished school and you just feel stuck, or you finished, you're actually working, but you feel like you hate your job or the career that you're in is just not fitting for you.
Yeah.
So how do you transition? And when you're speaking into it also, which skills do you need to help you level up to the next step?
I think that's key. And we need to ask ourselves the big question. We always say, like when we do the Dale Carnegie analyzing worry, we say then, what's the problem? We have to ask what's the problem. So somebody could say, I hate my job, but what is it about your job that you don't like?
Okay.
Some people say, I like the money, nothing else.
Yes. So many people.
You see. So is that also, and I tend to think we have to also have a lot of rational thinking, because then it's like you want your cake and eat it. So the truth is, there's rules to some level. Maybe you can, but also we have to agree to the laws of nature.
Right.
You can't be seated and you're standing. It can't be day and it's night. You get?
Yes.
So the minute those arguments come, and then it's the ability to be rational with what's going on.
Right.
And having conversations with yourself to say, then, why am I stuck? Now, the other thing is about growth. I mean, growth is painful. Growth is slow. You have to be in a certain environment to grow some skills, develop. I remember like when I started my career, you start excited and
Exactly.
it's all looking all nice.
Yes.
Then we had these Friday meetings and we had all these bosses who are like very harsh. You see, you're the youngest. And so there's a lot that's going on. And so I think it helped that I had a mentor. And I thank God for my mother because she's been in my life like really much.
In fact, your journey.
I kept thinking since our high school allowed a visiting anytime. As long as it was a weekday, lunchtime. No, there was no food to be brought. It was like a hospital visit. You can only bring a newspaper. And so my mother came every week.
Yeah.
Like every week she came and she would ask how it's going, what's happening. And so she carried on. Even when I was employed, she would show up. And she kept really asking, what's up? What are you planning?
Yeah, so she was really concerned with your school life.
Yeah, so I think it's good to think what you want and find your purpose.
Right.
And I feel sometimes you discover your purpose. But it's good to know for now what needs to be done. And I remember when we were in school, you just feel like, oh, I don't want to do those exams. I don't want to do this. So but you know what? And my mother would tell us, even if there was a miracle of whatever kind, at your age, this is what you're supposed to be doing. You get?
Yeah.
So even if we say there's a job to be done, go do the job. You're missing because your age now is not to go and work. Your age now is to study and understand. And so it's good to know where you're supposed to be when.
Yes.
So if you're supposed to be at work, the truth is, then you need to be at work.
Fully.
And the reason we don't get excited is sometimes because we are not aligning what we are doing to the future. And I remember when I did it in high school, we do computers and my mother said, oh, you did typewriting.
Packages.
You need to do a certificate in typewriting. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. But I said, there's no skill that will get lost.
Yes.
No skill.
I like that. No skill will get lost.
Yeah. So, and it really came in handy later. So when I was doing it, honestly, I was not the happiest. I would sneak into that class and sneak out quickly before anyone knows Maz is doing secretarial. Those days it was kind of it's not like a bullshit
I remember even when those ICDL courses were like,
that's the thing.
I know how to use a computer.
Exactly. But then you realize life needs structure and all these things add up. And I think it's somebody who said, when you look back, the dots, they add up. But you have to look at them from, like you've gone and you're looking behind. Forward looking, they may not look like they're adding up, but they do. So I think it's to understand it's the character we are developing. And the skills you need a certain character to be ingrained.
Exactly.
So when we say somebody is disciplined, it means you are used to a routine. You see? So if you're tired of a routine and you're annoyed and so you abort that routine, then it means you don't create the resilience you required. You see? So let's say you're supposed to save. That's another thing I see people. I don't say I'm a very good student of financial management. I'm really studying.
Yes.
But I look back and I say, I got a mentor at some point who told me, you need to join a circle. And she insisted. And I didn't.
You're not understanding.
No, I was just thinking, what's the whole thing about savings and But today I look back and I say, oh, thank God I did.
Yeah.
And I remember when I went into sales, I remember my manager, he would say, you have to make 500 shillings a day. So I was like, okay, good, we'll make 500 shillings a day. Say that on the minimum, you have to make 500 shillings a day. And you will have to save 200. So the other 100 is for your bus fare, then the other 200 is for you to eat and enjoy the day.
At an early age,
That's the thing. No, we were young. I was, I think, 24 or thereabout,
Yeah.
But the 200 we saved every day. And he said, because you have a salary, because some people didn't have salaries, but some of us had a salary, and we would put 6K per month. He said, no, that's not the model. I want you to bank 200 shillings every morning. And on Friday, bank 400, and on Monday, bank 400, because you didn't come over in town over the weekend. And it became a culture. And in 1 year, I mean,
Rooted in you.
we had the 73K, and the first plot we bought.
you're shocked.
And we used to ask, where are we going to buy a plot?
cottage?
I think I was 25.
Wow.
And he said, even if the land would be Namanga,
Exactly.
you'll get land.
At least you have land.
You have land, and thank God he did that.
tied to your
We
name.
got. And I mean, we bought at 50,000 for half an acre. Today, you tell people that and they're like, what would you mean? But again, see, there was a system, there was a structure, but I had to put myself in it.
Yes.
Some people say, Dave, what's all this 200 shillings a day business? And those days, there was no M-Pesa, so you had to go to the bank and actually bank. Deposit.
Wow.
So there was one bank, there was no queue. So we used to land there in the morning and bank.
Yes.
But you see, it was not easy. So as we kept saying, I think there were those people who say the roots of education are bitter, but the fruits are sweet. I think that's life.
That's
life. There must be some pain of sort, some discomfort.
Yeah.
But that's what propels you to the next level. So we can't say you're leveling up and you're settling to the mediocrity of the environment and the comfort zone.
And I like how you said it builds resilience.
And some people think, I'll go start a business. I tell them, good luck.
That's what people say.
You can't be a bad employee now to think you'll be a good employee. I mean, it won't work.
I've had that a lot of times. Because some people think I'm running away from my employment because I feel like I'm being controlled too much. Ndio nikimbie niingie sasa entrepreneurship.
Na hapo ndipo
My friend.
Hapo sasa hakuna boss. You are the boss. Your salary is your pay is your boss. I know, yeah.
What does Dale Carnegie do, and what exactly do you do for them?
Wonderful. Now I'll just tell you my story with Dale Carnegie. Again, it really ties to what we are saying.
Yes.
Because one of the disciplines I took up was reading. And I look back and I say it was not from a very good angle.
Watu wa kusoma wapendi kusoma.
But I struggled with weight in my teen years. Yeah. So, when you're bigger than your age mates, you're always looking like the auntie and all that. So one of my
comments here and there.
So I decided, let me keep off people before they make all these comments. So I took up a lot of activities outside home. So I would go for hikes a lot. I participated in presidential awards game.
Introvert growing up.
I don't think I was really an introvert, but I just wanted comfort crowds where I'm known. But now at home, the neighborhood, everybody knows holiday time, people hang out and all this. So I would read. A lot of times I would read. My dad had a library, so I would read.
When did this culture start?
I think it just started early because we are parents, so our parents are... You have a doctor for a dad and a teacher for a mother who did literature. My mother did English literature, so we did all those set books.
Beautiful. From
Shakespeare to Julia and all... And I remember
things
fall apart.
In class you mentioned about reading about the Socrates will elevate your mind.
That's the thing, because
differently.
My mother would talk like that. So she would ask, okay, so did you read Ekonko? And you're thinking, okay, which book? Oh, you didn't. So we didn't read Chinua Achebe because you're in high school and that's your set book.
Yeah.
No, it's a book in the house and my mother is marking some papers and she'll ask you, what's your view about that character? And Animal Farm. Long before we even went to high school, we had read all those books. So I think for me, reading helped because then it kept me off a lot of trouble. That I can tell you for sure.
You were a good daughter.
Oh my goodness. I tell people if there is a strategy that worked, I don't think I was a very disciplined person. If you ask my primary school teacher,
I was in trouble.
Yeah, and I would fight and jump over windows. I was a typical tomboy for sure. But now going to high school, you're in your, I think puberty also and adolescent for girls.
It has a big role.
It has and how you look, you're so conscious of many things. And now when it's not all looking nice and you have a sister and people compare you, so you kind of keep your space. And thank God for the books because then I read a lot. So when I started my career and again, thanks to my sister, one time she said, oh, you're always broke and you have a job. Ouch. But I was like, you're never broke because you borrow me money.
Give you power to...
No, I was telling her why you're not broke is one, you're in college, you don't work.
Oh, she's a younger sister, right?
Then you borrow me money, you borrow mom money. So what do you expect? You have many sources of income. That's the thing. But I remember one time saying, why don't you get into a commission job? I'd never had commission. So I said, what's a commission? She was studying business.
Yeah.
She said, okay, I could take you to see what it's all about. And so I told her, fine. But I never made time. But one time she came and told me, why don't you sponsor me to join a network marketing company. I didn't care. I told her, so long as you stop borrowing me money in the morning.
Yeah, get off my back.
That's the thing. I'll pay for it. So I paid for her and she joined. And well, I don't know that she did well or not, but long story short, later on one day she came, and I tell people this was a defining moment because, as I told you, I was working for University of Nairobi and I used to live in Langata. So one day, just an evening, my sister just shows up on our way home. And I'm like, I gave you fare in the morning. She's like, oh, I did photocopies. I didn't know what. In short, I have no money. And I'm thinking, I have no money. Also, I only had my bus fare to go home.
Life of siblings.
That's the thing. Yeah. So she tells me, oh, don't worry. We still have time. If we wait for the rush hour to be over, the matatus that are charging 50 bob now could charge 30 bob at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's 5. Where are we going to sit until 8 o'clock and the office is closed? Thank God for young sister. She said, I'll take you somewhere. We go sit. You just need to sit and listen to the presentation. Then we leave at 8.
Yes.
That's how I joined their company. I like that people are earning part-time.
Yeah.
I like that word part-time. And I think for the first time, I thought, oh, by the way, as a teacher, you think of doing tuition after school and what, but I think I never thought of time and how do we earn money? Sometimes I thought you earn money because you go to work.
Exactly. And you get
but I realized, no, it's not.
It doesn't have to go through that path.
Yeah. And also it's because you're paid for value.
Yes.
It's not time. It's actually value. So how much value can you give? Then it equivalent to how much money you can make. So I think it was a good wake-up call for me to see that I had a lot of time. And I had never calculated my time. Just thinking you have 24 hours. If you minus 8, you're going to sleep. Then you go to work for another 8. You still have another 8 left.
So what are you doing at that time?
That's the thing. And so I thought, by the way, and so the guy there said, okay, just give it 2 hours every day to master something. And I thought, okay, sounds good. So I got in and it didn't work for like 8 months. Then I said, okay, let me quit this thing. It's not working for me. Then the guy who was my mentor, he's called Fred. Fred said, Mercy, can I give you a book to read? And if you still want to quit, I'll agree. I'll allow you to quit. After all, you still have 4 months to expiry of your membership.
Right. Okay.
Your registration. It was a 1-year registration. So it's like, fine. Reading is not a problem for me. I love reading.
You've been reading.
So I took the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. And I'm telling you, I delved in that book and I read that book and I thought, wow, this is amazing. So I called him after 2 days and said, I read the book, I finished. He said, okay, we can only meet once a week because I also work. So we always meet in the meeting room once a week because the rest of the time. And after that, I read it again and again. Before the week was over, then I took it back to him. And he told me, now that you've read the book, do you still want to quit the sales? I said, no, now that I have new insight, let me try practice what the book said. And it was very clear, business is about people. It's about interacting with people. How do you connect with people?
True.
It's not about product or services, which was contrary to what we had been taught, because I always thought about products, know the specifications, know the details.
Is the market good for your product?
That's the thing. No. And he just said, don't worry, Mercy, just connect with people first. And so that's how my journey began with that book. And in 2013, I learned there is a franchise for Dale Carnegie. So I was telling you, and I had to go to the US and work with the investor who bought the franchise. So I came in as a training partner. He bought the franchise with his brother. And it was a very different environment. Again, they were Asian Muslims, from an Indian background. Here I am, African girl, young girl. He was like 4 years, like 4 times my age. He was not a young man, he was an elderly man. But again, it was learning to just also step out, So Dale Carnegie, I joined in as a trainer and I saw the difference it made in my life. And I tell people, honestly, I moved from, when you have 30,000 shillings.
Yes.
And you add another zero at the end and add another zero. And I thought, you've not gone back to school to add a degree, because those days it was equivalent. You add a degree, you get this. You get a master's, you get, but it's not the reality. You could have so many and not add the money. But it's about converting what you know, your knowledge, to a skill. How do you convert what you know to monetize? Those days I was not to like monetize, but it's actually making it work for you. And I can tell you, it changed my life. In 4 months, I was earning like 4 times my salary.
Wow.
And I was like, my goodness, this doesn't look real,
No.
So I really wanted to resign my job and say, oh, this thing is paying me more than my salary.
This is working better for me.
Yeah, but again, back to the disciplines. I talked to another mentor.
You kept your job.
Yeah, and he said, no, you have to do, and I even talked to my mother and she said, you have to do both.
Wow.
Because this has been in the evening. Because you need to grow your career.
Okay.
Because we thought entrepreneurship will replace your career. He said, no, this is your profession. You need to grow it. It may not pay you. So make money on this. Because business is for making money, make money there. But grow your career because when you're 40, 50, you'll need to eat from your career.
That's true.
That's the thing. So money just gives you options. And I tell people, get money when you're younger because it gives you way more options. So Dale Carnegie, coming in as a trainer, learning, a lot changed. I can tell you, a lot changed, just understanding systems, structures, working within a franchise, working with a global perspective. And all the certifications, you have to go abroad to do them.
Exactly. You
have to learn
get them from the comfort of your home.
That's the thing. Now we have to, now we are doing them here. So we've been together,
in the industry almost 100 years.
It's 113.
Wow.
And still looking at Dale Carnegie, his passion and what he taught is what we still do today. So today we are happy. The franchise has been in Kenya many years. Now we are running the franchise. It's been 2 years. Tell people it's a great achievement for me.
It is.
Because I was the first woman to own the franchise in Kenya.
Can you imagine?
Also the youngest.
Yes.
So, but it takes all this support. It took my husband to support me, my mother, my colleagues. I mean, a lot of people supporting me.
Putting into yourself.
Exactly. So I also think success is that, as they say, is opportunity meeting your preparation. You are prepared. So let's not sit and say, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that. When I started out as a trainer, my mentor told me, Mercy, you're going to public speaking, you must make sure you have 2 hours every week in front of an audience. So my years in network marketing were that opportunity. You don't have to pay. There's an audience every week. Just take it up. Take the role when they're asking who you train on this. Put your hand up, even if it's for 10 minutes. Who will make the announcements? Put your hand up. And it's putting yourself out there, knowing intentionally, I have to click my 2 hours a week in front of an audience. So even in the office, they would ask, who will do this presentation? I'll put my hand up. Because I'm counting my 2 hours. So I'm like, oh, that was 30 minutes.
That's a good way of at it.
That's the thing.
Yes.
So it was all adding up. So when the day came, now you have to go pitch and pitch to investors and pitch for this and pitch for that. Then you had the ducks in row, but they came a long time. It took over 10 years to build that. Yeah. So when we say, when I get this, then I'll become, it's not true.
No.
You become first, then you get.
The opportunity will find you.
That's the thing.
To you.
But become.
Yeah.
And why we don't get what we want is because we've not become. So today Dale Carnegie is impacting a lot.
It is impacting.
Yeah, and we are happy. We have an alumni now of about 2,000 people since we took over.
Yes.
It's you who knows your story, who can tell it the best way possible. Exactly. So when you cannot have enough self-confidence, you lack in your interpersonal skills, you lack in your leadership, your communication skills, you can't manage stress.
Yeah.
Then with all your riches, we'll bury you.
And your masters and your PhD
That's the thing.
Are all nullified by that.
So you are the message.
Yes.
And so how you package yourself then becomes the best. So how you get your voice out, for me, it's the biggest
and that is
gift
what
we can
Dale
give you.
Actually specializes in.
So when you come to Dale Carnegie, we speak.
Yes.
We speak every day for your 3.5 hours.
I don't think you can hold any position without being a good communicator.
Yes.
So all positions in your life really require you. You're a good communicator, even a good negotiator.
Yes. But it's also understanding the foundations of human relations.
Exactly.
And when you come to Dale Carnegie and the focus, and that's why we say it's timeless, 113 years of the same curriculum just tells you something never changes.
Yes, it has been improved.
Because we are human beings. There's no other version of us. You get? So the emotion that makes us different from machines is what is consistent in all people. If you can influence people from an emotional part, not just behavior or results, then it gives you mileage. And it's not about manipulating people or learning this trick that will make people do this. No, I don't think you can make anyone do anything.
Exactly.
But the truth is you can influence. How somebody behaves. You can influence. And I tell people, I'm not saying this to be in trouble. I think I mentioned to you, I get arrested by police. I think it's one of the most daunting.
You're driving.
Yeah, if a policeman stops you in Kenya, in Nairobi, it's the last thing you want. You see? And so
You start getting
for me,
what have I
that's
done?
the thing. And so when I look back at how many times I've negotiated myself
Out of situations.
out of those situations.
Yes. And it's not with the bribe, not
No,
just
no,
handouts.
no.
Yeah.
And I can tell you for sure, thank God.
You don't.
No, I really have money, so there's nothing to give. But just looking at them as a human being.
Exactly.
Don't see a policewoman, don't see a policeman, see another human being. When we go to a supermarket or a bank, don't see a banker, don't see a CEO, just see another human being.
I like that.
I think for me, that works.
And it brings me actually to emotional intelligence.
Exactly.
Why is it important in leadership especially?
Oh, I think it's everything.
Yeah, even
I think it's everything.
Generally.
Yeah. And when we think around, even when you're talking about being a mother or being a sister, a father, it's the emotional aspects
of it.
Because it's what people will remember.
Exactly.
And when things are very emotionally, either very high negative or very high positive, we remember those.
Yeah.
And that's what makes us who we are. It's the impact. If you look at life, it's about those defining moments. But they were emotionally very impactful. Whether to the very negative or to the very positive.
Exactly.
Those moments make us who we are today. You know, when you say I'm courageous, it's because you had a real emotional experience that made you courageous. It could have been a very positive one or a negative one. And so understanding and not underestimating the big role emotions play.
They do.
In our lives.
They really do.
So anything that affects your emotions, whether it's diet or people's behaviors or environment.
People at work try to pretend that we can separate the emotions completely from the work. But I think they all just marry together.
I don't think we can separate. Because then you become a machine.
Exactly.
You see, actually the only difference between us and a machine, it's just the machine doesn't have feelings. But human beings, we have feelings.
We have feelings, and we must.
And we can't. Yeah, and so you have to be also intentional. What's the kind of emotion do I want? So if I speak to people and I arouse jealousy, I arouse anger, I arouse in them intimidation, then the results will be very different.
Exactly.
But if I come to a place and I know I want people to be in a certain mood.
Yes.
And that's why we say even colors. You know, when you say colors, like look at all the food places if you think what's the most common color in any eatery?
Yes.
They are dominant red and yellow colors.
Yes.
Because those colors have a certain emotion. You see, that's the thing. Yeah, and that drives a certain behavior. You see. So I think just understanding that emotions drive behavior and the two combined then drive results. Then it's phenomenal what we can do.
Yeah, that's true.
That understanding.
And leadership is not about intimidation. It's about people's skills, you know?
Yeah.
You don't have to be that stern, aggressive. As much as you're assertive.
But again, that comes from somewhere.
Yes.
You see, so emotional intelligence is one, understanding your own emotion, then understanding the other person's emotion, but also how do all those play in. It's the combination of all that. So I can give you an example. One time I had a manager who was really, really harsh. And he used to really...
Yeah, I was coming to that.
Yeah, you know, when you're young and you don't know this work environment and somebody just shouts. My home, nobody shouted. So it was very strange.
Yeah.
And people would cry in the bathroom. I had not seen that.
Oh, goodness.
So you also joined them in crying. But I came and said, how long will you join people in crying?
Let me stand up for yourself.
Yeah, and also you can't stand up for yourself because you're the youngest, you're the latest.
And you really need that job.
You know, and you need the job, of course. And those days, there were no HR. So back where I worked, there was no HR. So you can't just go complaining.
Yes.
But I said, what can I do about it? Again, back to my books. And I said, I'll read about people who do this. You know, and there was no Google to go and search or ChatGPT and ask. But the more I read, the more I understood why people bully other people is because they are defending something. And the more I read that now, from that understanding, when we go to the meetings, we would go to the meetings, he would still shout, but from my perspective, I would look and have a lot of compassion.
Yeah.
And I would say, you must have been a very wounded child.
Yeah.
You know, somebody really, really did something.
They're projecting on someone else.
That's the thing. And I said, it's just because you are trapped in that. If you knew different, then you'd behave different.
Exactly.
And so, instead of getting to feel I'm a victim and somebody's shouting at me, and I'll go cry in the bathroom, the tears went. Because now I look at them from a more compassionate. And I just said, I hope one day you can get help. I know this is...
And it's good to learn people's personality.
And once you understand that, then you're okay.
You're able to deal with
and you're okay with people behaving, because you can't change how people behave.
Exactly.
But how you react is your responsibility.
How you
see. So somebody can shout, but how you then behave, that's your business.
Yes.
If you shout back, if you sulk, if you cry, if you run out of the room, those are choices you made. And so it's asking yourself intentionally, for the results I desire with this person, how will I behave? And so you fix
that now.
Yeah, and so your behavior is intentional. We call it purposeful behavior. So yes, you shouted, but because you're my boss, I won't shout back.
I know how to handle myself.
Yeah. And it's also testing my resilience. So I'm the one on test. So when you put it that way, it's like saying, I want to see how long I can go without eating chocolate.
Exactly.
So I'm putting myself on a test. It's not the chocolate on the test, it's you. So you see the chocolate, and you think, oh, it's nice, let me take it. They say, no, I give myself up to Sunday to eat chocolate.
Yes.
And you keep it until Sunday, and you say, wow, I think I'm developing a discipline of not eating chocolate every day. I can wait a week to eat chocolate.
Exactly.
It's the same with all emotions. Exactly. You want to, you're angry. You can choose to slap somebody. You can choose to throw things around. But you can also choose to go and do some boxing or run around the trail.
And silence is always the best.
Yeah, or take water.
Yes, drink water.
That works.
Or go to gym. And vent and punch something.
Exactly. So understanding your emotion then allows you to work with your emotion, not deny them, just acknowledge them.
Yes.
Acknowledge and say, I acknowledge I'm feeling very angry at this moment. Therefore, I choose to drink water and not have this conversation now. So you call somebody and say, could you please give me an hour to handle that situation? Or could we talk tomorrow morning? I think I need to sleep over it.
Exactly.
But you see, that came from an understanding that right now,
you don't need to
I'm very angry. And if I do anything right now, the results I get is not what I want.
Exactly.
You see, then I'll regret.
Like that.
Yeah. So even in marriage, even in parenting. And that's why you have to take care of your emotion. Don't be too tired. You know, when you're so overwhelmed, you're tired and you reach, and I remember one lady told me, Mercy, when you're a young mother, you need to refuel. So before you get to your house, sit in a restaurant and have a cup of tea.
Exactly.
And eat. Because the minute you open the door, the house help has been longing the whole day waiting for you to arrive and hand over the baby. That's the thing. So you can't be entering the house and you're crashing on the couch.
Exactly.
You see, so you just understand, then you have to give some bandwidth for your energy.
And these are the skills Dale Carnegie is teaching you.
I can tell you
life skills.
That works, and that's why we do it over the week.
Profession,
No, they apply everywhere.
Everywhere.
And that's why we say there's no two you. The you at work is the same you at home. It's the same you in the community.
Exactly.
So I don't believe in this thing of you professional you and secular you or social you. I don't know what the other you is. It's you, it's you.
Yes, it's you.
Yeah.
So let's talk about becoming a good negotiator. That is very important because I feel like these days you have to negotiate your way through everything.
Yeah.
So be it you getting a new job and negotiating your salary, you need some skills to do that.
Yeah.
Be it just you trying to negotiate your way for a promotion at work.
Yeah.
Or even just at home.
Yeah.
Negotiating with your kids about something. So
honestly.
How do you become a good negotiator and tie it with becoming a good public speaker?
Yeah, and I hope people can actually come to the class. There's no shortcut to these things. Skills need practice.
They need practice.
Yeah. And so in Dale Carnegie, we look at the skill you need, then we look at your attitude. Do you need to learn that? So let's take negotiation skills. So do you need to learn to negotiate? And we say, maybe I need to learn to negotiate. Then I ask, do you want to learn to negotiate? Then somebody says, yeah, of course. So I need to learn and I want to learn, but can you learn? And then they say, no, I can't, this, I know. And the people have all this, I can't. So it's important to understand your motivation. Why do you need to learn to negotiate? What's your risk? If you don't learn to negotiate, what are you losing? Okay. So we need to understand the magnitude of bad decisions out of wrong negotiations. And even some relationships, people are in trouble for the rest of their lives because they didn't negotiate a situation. One.
You didn't negotiate your values when you're entering that relationship.
They did not.
Yeah.
And now they have to live with it forever. And I can tell you for sure, like when I did a lot of the prenatal concerns, you'd find girls who got pregnant and they were still on alcohol. And you tell them, you have to negotiate yourself around not taking alcohol when you're pregnant or when you're trying to be pregnant. And they thought it was a joke until the baby is born, and now you have to deal with a lifetime of a baby with complications. And you would have avoided just by saying no to alcohol for just a few months. It was not forever, So negotiation is life. I mean, it's everything. Even living. I mean, if you don't negotiate yourself well on the road, you'll be killed. You'll die.
That's true.
You see? So it's very serious to really learn negotiation as a life skill. And one, for you to negotiate. And I hope one day we can do a class even for your audience.
I think we need to do that.
I think we can do a workshop.
Yes.
Because I find it's very useful to understand. So I'll just highlight. One is we need to come from a point of understanding the dimensions of one. And I would say this because we need to really be self-aware on your levels of passiveness versus aggressiveness. Because there's passive, there's aggressive, then there's passive-aggressive. To what extent are you assertive? Number two, to what extent do you understand what you want? Do you fully understand what you want and what's good for you?
And it's
because sometimes what you want is not good for you.
Yes.
You see? And that's unfortunately when people lack counsel, you negotiate wrongly. So you think, this is what I want, this is what is good for me, but from what understanding are you looking at that? And that's why I say, no matter what we call the old generation, they remain relevant.
Yes.
We have to find time to sit with an older woman, an older man, and they tell you know what? Nimepitia hapo. Hata kama si siko digital sana, this for me, I know.
Having a mentor.
Exactly. And an older
Someone who's walked that journey.
It may be old school, old style, everything.
You save yourself from going through the same
That's the thing. Yeah. So again, it's the balance.
Yes.
Hearing a lot from people, but also making your own decision.
Yes.
Even this conversation we are having. Don't pick everything. Some things you agree with, some things you don't agree with. You must have a point where, and we used to do that in school, we'd be told, critique a book. I don't know how many people did active book critique. Or rather it was scrapped from the curriculum. But it was, when you read a book, do you get carried away by the author's perspective and opinions? Or can you sit and say, fine, this is what I pick, this is what I don't agree with. And some people don't critique.
EQ.
But you see, it needs you to understand from where I'm going, the results I want in life, where I'm headed in life, then that informs the decisions I make. So when it comes to negotiation, it's understanding what are the issues that need to be negotiated. Some are negotiable, some are non-negotiable. If you go wrong on that mix, trouble.
Trouble for you.
That's the thing, because if you put a non-negotiable within the negotiable list, or you put a negotiable in the non-negotiable list, then it's trouble. Number two is understanding the other person's style and skill. Everybody has their style and skill. We all survive. However, either I intimidate or I shout there's a way people do things to get their way out. And we start when we're very young. Oh yeah, from before you're 2 years. That's why you see babies get what they want. They are very good negotiators.
They know when to cry.
Babies are very good. In fact, if you want to learn negotiators, look at children. They really, really know. Because they study you a lot. They really observe. Before they talk, they can only look at you.
Yes.
So they learn a lot by watching.
Watching you.
By the time the baby is talking, they know how to twist mommy to say this. The other one, which is the most important, is understanding your own style and skills. You must understand your level of negotiation. What type of a negotiator are you? If you don't understand that, then you don't know. It's just like going to fight. Let's say we had a wrestling match or a football match. You need to know what kind of a player you are. And then who are you playing against?
Exactly.
Or any game. Opponents. That's the thing. So negotiation is that. And I tell people, please watch games. Watch games. Play board games.
Yes.
Because you need your mind to think in a certain way. So of course, because of our personality, some of us are not very competitive, maybe. But the reality is also, if you keep losing, then you need to be awake to that feedback and say, how comes you're the one always losing?
Yeah, why?
So again, most of us don't learn from our lessons of failure.
Feedback.
You see, we don't have a channel of feedback. And even when we do something, even just during the day, do we sit at the end of the day and get feedback of the day? What went well? Just a diary. Just look at your diary,
You mentioned, sit down at the end of the day, write down what you've been able to achieve, what not.
And those who don't like writing, just talk it or just think. Analyze and say, this is what I planned to do, but what did I actually do? So if you look at your calendar and you had 5 things to do, in the day and you only did one and you did 10 others for other people, that's feedback. It's already telling you you're giving in much more. And then it comes to a point of where is that coming from? It's an emotional concern.
Back to your emotions.
Exactly. You're a people pleaser. Why? Because you need validation. Why? Because you felt abandoned at some point in life. Why? Because you see, and it goes back and back and back. And that's why we cannot then win this battle until we fully face our fears, face our lives, and say, what did that relationship do to me? When I lost that money in that investment, what did that make of me? Because what it made of you is what is making you make these decisions you're making now, which may be not so good for you.
Yes.
And that's why then we need allies. We need to say, like, I know my younger sister, she's very street smart. So there are places I'll tell her, please take me.
Yes.
Because the way she'll look at things will be very different from me. She'll say, no, don't say yes. Say tomorrow.
Surround yourself with the right circle.
Yeah, and that's all some things also, don't sign today unless there's no hurry.
Yeah, there's no hurry.
Even that contract, even if it's that job, just tell them, let me have a read. I will look at it tomorrow. Don't just commit to things you know you cannot deliver.
And overpromise.
That's the thing, and that's the problem we are having now. In fact, when people talk of the challenge of employment right now, it's because people are doing very well in interviews. Honestly, I've sat in many panels and people do excellently well.
Yes.
Then they come to work and they are
different.
A scam. And my daughter keeps saying it's a scam. And you're thinking, why did you say you will do that and you know you can't?
Yeah. I see.
You just find it's also poor negotiation. Now you're losing credibility. You know, so I think do your homework and get into mentorship program. I know there's a program we run called Girls for Girls Project. We mentor women, and there's something on negotiation in it.
Amazing.
Yeah, because you have to learn to negotiate. In Dale Carnegie, we have it. Negotiation, collaborating to win. It's about a win-win situation.
Exactly.
So you have to ask yourself in every deal, what's my win? What's the other person's win?
Exactly.
If we don't have a win-win, then it's not okay. I can't be the one winning all the time and you're losing, or you're winning and I'm losing. So that's the things that bring issues. When people feel I'm losing out, it's like I'm always losing out. And it's the reality. If you look even now in statistics around career, the years women step out to parent children, is it a loss or a gain?
Exactly.
It's how you look at it. That's the thing. And so if you think it's a loss, then according to what you get. So we'll have to ask ourselves, what are the non-negotiables?
Yes.
But also what are the negotiables?
Yeah.
You know, because when you take a responsibility, then you have to own it and stay credible to do your job. Otherwise, then we become like our politicians who everybody's complaining about because they never did what they...
Exactly.
But how many times do we point a finger at them?
Yeah.
Yet ourselves, we are failing every day on what we promised to do.
Exactly.
To ourselves, to our families, to our career. You said you'll go back. Yeah, you said you'll go back to school at this time. You didn't. You said you'll stop watching social media at 11. You're there until 3 a.m. You said that's the thing. That's the thing.
So people are wondering, how much is a course? Carnegie. I can imagine. People are sold. I am sold. So how much is a course? And maybe just take us through quickly before we get to wind up at the conversation.
Well, how much is it's a good number to say. Yeah, but we run our programs in different time packages.
Okay.
So we have programs that run for an hour. You can come any Friday and you can pay $1,000. I could say they're specific to one skill. So we have sales workshops that run every month, which we charge 3,000 shillings. We have also workshops for 1,000 shillings. Then you have programs that will go for 10 weeks, which we charge 150,000. You know, then we have coaching programs, you know. So what we say, it depends which program you enroll for.
Exactly.
You know. But again, what we've seen is we have tailor-made programs, and those are the majority, what we call the in-house. And it's always economies of scale. If you come as a group of 20 people, you negotiate better than if you came alone. To fill up a class of 20 people takes longer than if you all came one time or together.
And we close that.
That's the thing. Yeah. And so leverage on it. Now be that woman, can start a cohort with Dale Carnegie. And all the listeners who are on this podcast can say, let's register. Because if we are 20, we get this discount. And I feel these are opportunities we lose when we go solo.
Exactly.
On anything. So look at business. Even people coming from importing items, they say, if you bring a full container, this is the rate. If you bring an item by yourself, then you pay the price. Rate. That's the thing. So it's to ask ourselves, can we get a group rate?
Yes.
And I think it's possible. We've done so many partnerships which can give you a corporate rate with Be That Woman. Enroll through Be That Woman platform. Then once you're 20, that's a cohort. We host you in our offices at Westlands.
And I think that is definitely something we need to bring
That's
in.
the thing.
That's the thing.
Yes. And also, there's a certificate you get. I can assure you, these certificates open doors for you.
A lot of doors.
Yeah. And I've had
Even more than your
recruiters.
masters.
I can assure you, even like when you listen to our biggest champion, Warren Buffett,
Yes.
he says it's the only certificate on his wall. Because anything that helps you convert what you know to a skill, then it's like you have a big lorry out there and you don't have the key. This big, it has fuel, it has all this capacity, but you don't have the key to ignite that lorry to go where you need to go.
Exactly.
You see, so even if you learned all the things, and I can tell you, today, this morning, I was in a forum for entrepreneurs. People are doing big businesses in this Kenya.
Yeah.
Huge.
Polar.
But even just the MC took the mic around to ask people to talk.
And people have a hard
They couldn't.
time.
Oh, people are stressed. And I could just see that. You see, and I was just saying the difference it makes to be able to just articulate your ideas and tell your story your way. I think for me, it's the greatest gift you can give anybody. So let's not the money be the issue.
Yes. And
I think for me, don't think of that.
Stick with you.
Yes, and think of it as an investment. And once you do the first program, then you can join the subscription. We have a subscription model where you can then do other courses on a very subsidized rate. Like you can pay an annual subscription, which is way less than that money, and you can then do like 1 or 2 other courses.
And another thing that got me also was the 10-month mentorship program that comes out of
again, that was feedback. Yeah, we realized it doesn't help to just go to class, learn and go.
Then unaachiliwa.
No.
Yeah, you work with
it's about the practice. That's what I was saying. The cycle of performance improvement, which is our trademark methodology in Dale Carnegie, is about you have to understand what do you want to learn, the skill, then the attitude, why, and can you do it? And you have to come to a point of saying, show me how to do it.
Yes.
Then now come and acquire the knowledge. Again, we have time-tested principles and books and all that. But then after that, if all you did was learn, acquire knowledge, put a certificate on your wall, have a manual in your library showing that you went to this program, then you know what? It doesn't work.
It doesn't matter anymore.
Then what matters is practice. So when you come to Dale Carnegie, 70% of our time with you is practice. 70%. And that's why anybody who has ever done a Dale Carnegie course, even if they are 60 years old or 70, they'll remember what they did in class. You remember what you did in class. That's the thing. That's the thing. Because you gain confidence when you do something.
And practice makes perfect.
Yes. No, we don't say it makes perfect.
It makes
permanent.
Oh, I love it.
Because again, perfection.
Permanent.
And there's a book we are reading now, the trap of perfection. Don't seek for perfection.
Okay.
Because honestly, what have you become perfect in? We are work in progress, all of us.
And
so
everyone is.
Even if you became a millionaire today, and you stop working on that journey of being a millionaire, you'll become poor.
Exactly.
Yeah. There are many people who are millionaires once who are poor. People who are rich in this town who will tell you today I have no bus fare to go to town.
Exactly.
It tells you success is not permanent. You have to sustain it.
That's true. And it's not linear.
It's not linear. That's the thing. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to having you in class, joining. Yeah, we can also do an online program for people who are not able to come for a physical class.
Right.
Our online classes are some of the best in the world because they are as practical as the physical ones. So it's not that one you log in and you're in the supermarket shopping.
What, to work from home?
No. This one you have to commit that you'll be present. And that's the gift I believe Dale Carnegie has given, even me. I think when I look back in my years, now it's about 11 years since I joined Dale Carnegie. Is it 11? From 2013. I think the gift of understanding that I need to be present. I think for me that's amazing. How many people switch off everything else and are present? This thing of multitasking, I think it's a hoax.
Well, it's not easy.
No, I think it's a hoax. And our minds are not meant to be that. Let's be present because we don't need 100 things to run the day. We just need the one thing. Just one. Even from this podcast, what's the one thing? And that's what we ask you in class. What's the one thing you'll do different this week? And you write your commitment. And we give you a class buddy because you commit to class buddy support, and you have a coach,
someone who
coaches you every week.
Accountability partner.
Exactly. And so, what people have heard them say, many of them, is their most productive years were the years they were with Dale Carnegie. So we have a robust alumni association that enables you to participate as an alumni even after class. We have a lot. And even if you're a professional like a HR or a learning and development professional,
yes,
we have a department, the Dale Carnegie Research Center. It's dedicated to doing research around the world on work trends, workforce trends around employee engagement, working from home, managing remote, anything people. Yes, that's us.
Dale Carnegie is the solution.
Is your solution. I can tell you for sure. Yeah. So I know, and I just love we have a capacity to handle global accounts. I see we've delivered programs that are around the world. We are in 280 places around the world. So
goodness,
we work as one Carnegie. We call it ourselves one Carnegie. That's the thing. So even if you're in any country of the world, believe you me, we are able to support you from wherever you are. And even if your company has markets all over the world, we are able to support you on that. So I keep telling people, when you look at the global best brands, we partner with them.
Wamepitia through your hands.
You see, Angu, but it's the legacy of the Dale Carnegie. And again, it's the principles. It's the principles from the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, and How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. Those two
exactly.
books. Yeah.
And we need to stop looking at self-investment as a luxury. It's a necessity for all of us.
I assure you it is.
And there's a payment plan, so you have no excuse.
Yes.
Not joining.
Yes. Let somebody register. Already, like now, we have the Women Leadership Academy coming up in October.
Oh, yes.
And we only take 40 women. So already registrations are on.
Yes.
We have the leadership, we have leadership training for, it's called Develop Your Leadership Potential. We launched that program in May. We have a second program in November. So every year we run 2 programs that develop your leadership potential. We run 2 programs of the Women Leadership Academy. We run the High Impact Presentations program. And we also have leadership training for results.
Yes.
And the one that's every day available is the Dale Carnegie course. Yes. This one, Skills for Success. I feel it's the foundation of everything. Because unless you know yourself, understand yourself, and really be the best advocate for yourself, then I don't see what you're doing with other people. You have to lead yourself first.
Exactly.
Then you can lead others. And then you can lead organizations, and you can lead nations.
Wow.
Yes.
What a nice way to mic drop on that. Oh my
Fantastic.
goodness. I feel like we can go on with this conversation on and on.
Yes.
And that is the value that you're getting out of Dale Carnegie. Not just your kawaida, course. It is real life skills that you'll apply each and every single day.
Yeah.
And I feel like you've articulated it so well.
Yeah.
I see why they chose you to sit on that.
The MD seat.
MD seat.
Yeah, it's a big responsibility, and having that we don't have any other franchise around East Africa.
Right.
Supporting our colleagues in the East Africa community.
You have to do
a big responsibility.
Yes.
And we invite others to come. Let's have many of us. We invite trainers to come. We invite people also who are sitting at home wondering whether they should be in our mentorship program in the alumni. There's something for everybody.
For everyone.
And we say once you're an alumni, then work with the franchise to grow your career also, to grow your dreams and your passion. And we tell people, Dale Carnegie is not a course you take. It's a lifestyle you adapt, and you live it every day. Every day.
Every single day.
Yes.
Almost coming to a close of the conversation. And introducing a small new segment of how much you know your Swahili.
Wonderful.
So let's test your Swahili, Mercy. So I have some words in English.
Oh my goodness.
Translate them in Swahili.
I wish you told me Kenya Sign Language. Kenya Sign Language is also a national language. So maybe we'll start that test. Kenya Sign Language.
Let you have a way with that. So I have 3 words that I'd like you to translate.
Yes.
So, what is mentorship in Swahili?
My goodness. Wow. At the risk of really embarrassing any Swahili I ever did in school.
Okay.
I can tell you.
No idea.
I have no idea. If it was vernacular or English or Kenya Sign Language, I think I would have given a try.
So mentorship is ushauri. Thought about it? All right.
Ushauri.
So what is professional? A professional.
My goodness.
Kenyan.
Kenyans hatujui. A professional. whatever I want to say will not be the right word.
Embarrassing. Mtaalamu.
Oh, yes. Now you say it, I think, yes, by the way. Yeah, mtaalamu. You're right.
You know.
An expert, eh?
An expert.
Yes,
exactly.
yes, mtaalamu.
And final
No,
feedback.
I hope I get this one.
Feedback.
Mashauri?
Almost there.
Oh.
Maoni.
Oh, maoni. Oh. Yeah, I think the brain goes on a block.
On a block.
When you are on the lights.
On the hot seat.
Yeah, on the hot seat. Oh, thank you.
Tupe maoni yenyu. Yangu kwako ni, you've done amazing. You've
Thank
articulated
you.
it very well for our
Thank
guests.
you.
And I know there's so much that people have got out of this. I know we've gone a bit over time, but for very understandable reasons. The conversation was just flowing very well.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Mercy, for
Thank
coming.
you.
And we're looking forward to join Dale Carnegie with all the women and men equally.
Yes,
who are
it's both for
watching.
men and women. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So we'll let you know how you can definitely feel free to reach out to me or even just reach
No,
out
we
to
can
Dale
give away the first 20. Honestly, if they just put in the description there, reach out.
Yeah.
We
There you
put a
have it.
cohort.
The first
20. We just
reach
put a
out to
cohort.
me.
That's the thing.
Let's do a cohort.
Yeah. Yeah,
Let's
why
start
not?
with it.
Let's kick off.
Okay, so the first lucky 20 reach out to me. We get a discounted price on the next
sure.
course that we're going to apply to.
Yes.
And Mercy will guide us on which one it will be.
Yes.
But I know it is going to be very helpful
Yes.
and beneficial.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mercy.
Thank you, Joy. This was a pleasure and
yes.
looking forward to
And wishing you
many more.
success in everything that you
Thank
continue
you.
doing.
Thank you.
And I will leave you with one big girl energy quote. The real flex is a woman who's constantly upgrading her mind.
Yeah.
So make your brain your biggest asset. Because pretty is cool, but knowledge is power. So
Nice.
that is your quote for today. So remember to subscribe, remember to follow, comment. Usitunyime like, usitunyime your comment. Let us know what you think.
Your maoni.
Your maoni.
Yeah,
Tupe your maoni.
Wataalamu.
I see what you did there.
Nice.
So that's a wrap. I have been your host, Joy Mido, and looking forward to seeing you at the next episode. So stay soft, stay powerful, and don't forget, elevation is your birthright.